Or so you'd like to believe. What's up, Internet? Remember how it says 401 real game by CoolBoy? Yeah, there's 403. I knew that. I wanted to hide that fact from you. So, here's the thing. The original cart was 401. And I didn't go the long way around, which, for the record, I could have done at any time, but I wanted to respect the other games. I just don't want to respect those nice code things to get back here. The original version of this cart was 401, but later iterations had up to 3 extra games that were games that I believe are already actually on this cart, although it's been a while since I've played through the entire cart, obviously. And I'm still doing this after all the nice code stuff. Oh, my brain doesn't work properly with this thing because of nice code. It ruined my brain. It will never be the same. But we got 3 more games, and as I understand, they are sprite hacks based on either Chinese or Japanese, like, live-action comedy shows, as I understand. But we have 401 Where Dead Wento, which is actually Adventure Island 2, which has an English translation of Dad, Where Have You Gone, I guess, because reasons. And now Meiji Takahashi has been replaced by this guy with a headband because reasons. And the eggs have been replaced with what appear to be like beetle shells. But you know what? This is a good game! I'm actually excited to play more of this. Even though the skateboard is terrible. But you know what? We've got a good game here. So let's do it. Oh, it's been so long since I've actually played an actual game. It's, really terrifying. I'm guessing this cyclopean thing is the guy's dad that he's looking for, so I guess the game ends now. But we're still Adventure Island 2-ing, so sure. Hooray! We need to choose an egg. I choose this one, but it's not an egg, it's a beetle shell. Why are we riding a Cyclops beast? Exactly. Like, it has one eye, it has an ear, clearly. I want to say this is not the original song from this game, but I genuinely can't recall. It's been a while since I played Adventure Island 2. We got our bonus level, though. Now, I know this is a song from it, and that's how you whip that bonus round. Every time I do it, I still always, like, whip that bonus round immediately. But who cares? We're playing good games again! Yay! Very exciting. I'm so happy we're actually getting to play games that are, you know, games. And not whatever nice code wanted you to think was games, because those weren't games, those were just torture simulators. Not dissimilar to anything Roberta Williams ever put out. Oh, seriously, Sierra games, those were just awful. Hooray! Alright. Let's play another level. I'm so excited, we actually get to play games! Even if I'm not that good at Adventure Island, I can at least respect the island and how adventurous it is. Boop. 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 Got that. Take that, frog. Yay. Skull thing dead. Skull thing dead. Excuse me. Ugh. But on the bright side, we got past Nice Code Mageddon and are here with real games again. By CoolBoy. 400 of them, possibly. Except minus that 100 of them that aren't, because Nice Code is terrible. I just like this level. Like, the orange was just nice. And the forest behind it almost made me think, you know, it looks like the first level to the original Adventure Island. Just sort of like set at fall, so it's a little bit more seasonal and neat. You know, maybe I'm crazy for thinking that, but now I'm throwing what were at one point axes and now appear to be yams, I guess, because yams? Sure, why not? On the bright side, we get to choose more eggs and dance around as we happily play more Adventure Island, because Adventure Island is good. And we fight a giant angry pineapple. Yeah, I don't believe we're playing as the fire dinosaur, although I could be wrong. This thing's a sprite hack. Any sense of visual information it gives off is basically completely nonsensical. So we're going to ignore the fire ground, because we don't know if we can survive any of that. But hooray! Because we at least have the opportunity, nay, the privilege, to actually play something like this that is this, and not something else. And it's something interesting to pirate games, because, you know, sprite hacks. They're still basically the original game, just a little different. What? Okay, I will hop on Flying Robin Hood guy. Hooray! I mean, half my head seemed to disappear while we were flying, but sure. Is that Flying Robin Hood guy pooping? Uh-oh. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about this. Oh, I can actually go through those. Okay. Well, why didn't you say I could go through the vines, game, you silly game? Hooray! We did it! Did we save, I guess, Dad because it's not Tina? I don't know. But, at least we got to play a real game. Next is Boonie Bear 2. Which is USA, Bhutan, Destat. Also, it's Area Facet, starring the bear, replacing Meijin Takahashi, because it's Adventure Island 1. Like I said, you know, that autumn forest area kind of reminds me of this. Just at a different time of the year. Which is a nice throwback. So I don't know why foxes now. I recall they were snakes, or no, they were snails before. There were snails, and there were frogs. That's an awesome sprite right there. I do quite appreciate the skateboarding angry bear thing. And I think this was, just throwing fireballs, or maybe there were the things that look kind of like donuts. I like that the bear only, like, animates half the time. That's a sign you've done something right. Oh, so the thing we were just making appear just didn't visually spawn because pirate hack. Okay, sure. And that's how you don't completely whiff that bonus stage. And I'm genuinely curious. I want to get to the end of this level because I want to see something. Ah. Because, as I do believe I showed you when we first played proper Adventure Island, you can't continue in Adventure Island for all of its difficulty unless you find a hidden power-up. Because that's just Adventure Island right there. They made that game because they were jerks about it. Part of what makes them, like, Adventure Island kind of amazing as a game is just, you know, it's astounding to think someone could make a game so player unfriendly and difficult at times. Okay, here it is, I believe. Nope, it's still the Hudson B. They didn't change that power-up. So it's not a perfect hack. Ola Extra. Fase Extra. Do they mean Fozzie? Like, are we playing as Fozzie Bear right now? Waka Waka? Skateboarding Fozzie Bear powers activate! Yo! I am so excited that we're actually going to play real games now, as opposed to that nice code garbage. Because these are actually fun. Really brutally difficult, especially in terms of Adventure Island 1, but still. Shouts to Fozzie Bear, Meijin Takahashi. This is awesome. Also, I don't think I've ever gotten this far on the skateboard before. The skateboard is so hard to make work. Oh hey, I've got Honey the Bee, who got her own anime from this. Take that, Sturgeon. You didn't defeat me this time. Although the day's not over yet. How am I doing so well with the skateboard right now? This is kind of awe-inspiring. I'll point out I have not played Adventure Island since the last time I did Adventure Island on this series, which was probably about half a year ago. Way to go, Fozzie. Do I start on a skateboard? I do. Okay, well. Oh, Fozzie lost his skateboard. He's no longer hipping with it with the 90s crowd. And he's dead. Alas, but he will not be forgotten because he was actually in a good game. The savior of this cartridge after that nonsense. Next is Hero Alliance 2. Which is actually Ninja Gaiden. Now, I know what you're thinking. Did they change the story to this? I don't know. But we get to watch the Tecmo Theater, which is pretty cool. This makes me want to play Radius Senkei again. That game was awesome. So, how about that dialogue that we're clearly getting, and that face that is clearly Ryu Hayabusa. Irene! Splat. Well, she's dead forever. I'm genuinely enthralled with this story and what's happening with it. I don't think that was the actual face of that character. Just throwing that out there. And also there should be dialogue. Yeah, so this game, we're going to cut all the dialogue in a kind of dialogue heavy game. It's a very gutsy choice. Not a very smart one, but gutsy nonetheless. Here's our boy Ryu. Although I was always more of a shinobi guy myself. I like the bigger sprites, and it seemed to flow a little bit better, I felt. The face of our hero. These games were impressively detailed back in the day. Yep, that's totally what our character looked like a second ago. Yeah, they changed their character's sprite because reasons. Now, this is, what was it? The Ancient Ship of Doom, Ninja Gaiden 3. So no longer do we have the awesome ninja clone power. And I believe this is the North American version, which I think was made harder. I know one of the versions is harder than the other. And I'm pretty sure, unlike Mega Man, where the Japanese version was significantly harder, this was the opposite for this one. There was more continues, there was like more health, more power, and enemies were a lot easier to kill. But you know what? I've said it once, I'll say it again. It's at least a real game. You know, I was beginning to think 401 Real Game was a farce, and everything we played was some sort of weird, you know, illusion created by my nice code-addled brain. But no, we are actually playing real games now. Dead. I can just spam you. Spam to death. Whoa. Whoa. Now, again, that's totally what our character looks like. Except not. And some more delicious, delicious dialogue that clearly is very award-winning indeed. We're clearly understanding the depth and arc of these characters and their motivations, and indeed their reason for being. The reason that motivates us forward. Again, our character's face is just impeccable. This is a thing that exists. But you know what? It's still good. It might be a weird sprite hack that has no business with anything, but it's still good. Yeah, I think this is the Japanese version that was easier. They just changed some sprites and removed all the dialogue because that makes sense. But you know what, damn it, it's a good game. And you gotta respect that. If nothing else. Well, I think I like Ninja Gaiden 2 more. But if you're gonna play Ninja Gaiden, you gotta play the Japanese version because it was just sensible, whereas the English version was kind of dumb. Now we dropped into like the giant flaming spider hole in the desert. That's a thing that exists, by the way. If you're arachnophobic, don't look it up. But it's like a giant flamey hole that spiders like to mass around for bizarre reasons. I think some people have actually dubbed it like the Devil's Mouth or something like that. It's been a long time since I looked it up, but that is a real thing. Just a giant flaming hole in the desert because reasons. And for some reason, spiders like it. But Ryu has no time for arachnids. He must go kill his clone, or whatever that game was about. Again, I always preferred Ninja Gaiden 2. It had better music. And it had the Shadow Clone ability, which was cool. Because ninja clone powers are good. That was what Ninja Spirit was all about, was just abusing ninja clones to defeat bosses and make them look harder than, or easier than standard enemies. Because they were all giant. There were a lot of games with ninjas in them. Like, just kind of staggering numbers of games with ninjas in them. In fact, games used ninjas even when they had no right to have ninjas. Look at Caveman Ninja Joe and Mac. Nothing about that game is ninja related, but it's still a ninja game for reasons. This, at least, it makes sense it's a ninja game because it was a game about ninjas. Of course, Shinobi, which I'm quite fan of. And then, of course, we can't forget Strider, which is pretty awesome. Aww. And Ryu died in the giant death creature hole at the bottom of the desert. Anyway, based on these past 3 games, would I recommend 401 Real Game? Yes, because they're good and they're interesting. 2 things I look at when I look at pirate gaming, because that's what it really is. It is an interesting exploration of a different culture. As I said at the beginning, these were designed for a country that did not have the NES. It did not have video games. They had to make their own. And because of that, they had to make their own games. And yes, they did it by basically stealing everyone else's and occasionally tweaking them, But still, they had some genuinely interesting things that were exclusive wholly to themselves, just in terms of the experience. Like these three. Yes, you could say that they are Adventure Island 2, 1, and Ninja Gaiden 3, but at the same time, they're their own wholly new experience just because of what they went through to be what they are today. They are almost a case study into different cultures and gaming history in and of themselves, just because of how the political spectrum really affected how games sold back then. And that, my dear internet, is what makes pirate gaming so amazing and so interesting, and why I started this series with this cartridge so long ago. Yes, you've got a lot of crap with nice code that almost basically ruins it, and yeah, that does suck, but you know, you do have the real gems, you do have the real good games, and of course it is a collection of other games that are good or bad, or games you've never heard of but are at least something worth mentioning. And that's why I like pirate gaming, why I love pirate gaming, why I've got a passion for it. I've got a passion for gaming in general. Gaming is awesome. But pirate gaming is an interesting beast, and that's why this series exists, to explore that. Would I recommend this game based on these three games? Yes, absolutely I would. Because first, they're great games, and they're just indicative of the whole experience. And I hope you enjoyed this cartridge, 403 in one real game by CoolBoy. Next time we'll be looking at another multi-cart, but I don't know what that is because, you know, I haven't actually even put up the other ones. So, you know, we'll figure that out when the time comes. But if you want to have any sort of, you know, say in it, support the show any way you can, get yourself on the Discord and vote on what we have. Because, you know, the next cartridge, that's up to you guys. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this look at the biggest NES unofficial cart there is, as of this recording. And I will see you next time with something else. Something maybe even more interesting. Who knows? The world of pirate gaming has infinite possibilities. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, you know, everything but the nice code stuff, as I did. And I will see you next time. Peace out, Internet.